Number 3, Andrew, Michael Anthony. He asked, he said, pretend there's no more regular season and make some picks on some awards. And he asked 3 awards, but we only took one of the awards. We could do a whole episode if we try to answer all of his questions. So we're going to start off with, and we chose one of them, and this is the question that we chose. We're going to answer who wins this award, most improved player. And we're going to give you our top 3. Andrew, who is number 3 for your most improved player? And tell us why.
Fred VanVleet.
Fred VanVleet. Interesting pick. Why him?
Small guard, came from a small school. You know, he went undrafted. He went undrafted, was able to sign with the Toronto Raptors. He started off with their G League franchise, and he's able to work himself up into the rotation. I was a personal fan of his when he was at Wichita State. He's a local guy from Rockford, and he stepped into a starting role this year, and he's been playing better than Kyle Lowry, in my opinion.
I was very go on. Sorry about that.
I'm pretty sure he's also averaging close to double figures a game points.
Oh yeah, he is. I made the mistake. I drafted him in my fantasy draft at number 8 or 9. Before the league even started, I said, maybe this guy's going to be better. I dropped VanVleet, and I forgot who I picked up, probably like Paul Millsap. And VanVleet ended up he's having a career year, definitely. What's his stats?
His stats as of right now, he's averaging, he's going through 48 games. He's averaging 17.6 points a game, 3 rebounds a game, 6.6 assists. From the field, he's shooting 40.9. From 3, he's shooting 38%. And from free throw, he's shooting 84%.
That's a solid pick, and I'm sure he has improved from last year. He was a critical part of that finals championship for the Raptors last year, and that really started during the finals and the Eastern Conference Finals when he started, basically when he had a child, he started playing amazing.
And he started all 48 games this year, and his minutes per game has went up from 27.5 last year to 35.8.
Oof. So you know what? I wasn't thinking about him so much, but that was a good pick. My number 3 guy for most improved player is Devontae Graham. Devontae Graham's in his 2nd season. Now, out probably any player that we mentioned, from his 1st season to his 2nd season, which he's a 2-year pro, probably the biggest jump out of anyone. And from his rookie year, averaged 4.7 points, 3.6 assists, 1.4 rebounds. What he's averaging this year, instead of 4 points, he's now averaging 18 points. Instead of 3 assists, he's now averaging 7 assists. Instead of 1 rebound, he's averaging 3 rebounds. And he was taking 2 3-pointers a game his rookie year, which for a player coming off the bench is about average. But this year, as a starting point guard for the Hornets, he's averaging 9 3-pointers a game. He's not making 9 a game. He's averaging 9 a game, and he's shooting at a 37%. So out of all the players I'm going to name, I would say he made the biggest jump, especially playing it with Terry Rozier, who we thought was going to be the main guy. I had Devontae Graham at number 3 in my spot. Andrew, who's your number 2? Who's your runner-up?
I would say Bam Adebayo.
Bam Adebayo. Ooh, okay. Make your case.
All-star this year. It's only his 2nd year. He was a power forward, and you didn't hear much about him his rookie year. You heard he was a great play. He was a good player, works hard, everything like that. But his game wasn't really known then. And then all of a sudden this year, he's popped up on the radar. Now he's an all-star this year, and he's doing a lot of playmaking this year too. If anyone's ever seen any of his highlights on YouTube or watched the Miami Heat game, he playmakes really well. He can shoot it from the outside. He can drive it. He can dribble it. He can do a lot of things now.
Definitely. He's in his 3rd season right now.
Looks like he is in his 3rd season. 3rd season. Last year, he played all 82 games. His minutes per game have gone up by 11, from 23.3 to 34.4. And he's averaging 16 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 56% from the field. And he's shooting – the free throw line's not great, but –
not to mention he's averaging 1.2 steals and 1.3 blocks a game. Last year, what he averaged – again, this is an improvement player. Last year, he averaged 8.9 points a game, 2.2 assists, 7 rebounds, and that changed from 8 to 16, 2 to 5 assists, 7 rebounds to 10 rebounds. And not only that, he became one of the pillars of that Miami Heat team. He didn't only just become a good player, he became an all-star and a player that is untouchable for that Miami Heat team.
Yep, a nice pickup at number 14 for the Heat.
Oh yeah, great pickup.
Great pickup.
I didn't realize that's what he was. 14th pick.
Yep, 14th pick.
And who I had for number 2 is Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram in his 4th season. For the last 3 years, we've been waiting for Brandon Ingram to break out of his shell. The Lakers waited. They held on to him. They waited. He even played 1 season with LeBron James, and they just really didn't gel very well together. Both of them needed the ball in their hand to be good players. Eventually, and while he was playing with LeBron James, it's not like he was playing poorly, but you could tell that he never got into emotion. He was averaging 18 points with the Lakers, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, shooting less than two three-pointers a game, and averaging 33% from 3. This year, as a Pelican, and in his 4th season, he's improved 6 points a game, going from 18 to 24. And once you get into that like 24, 25 points per game, you're a marquee guy in the NBA. And you need to guard that guy. And he's been doing it off the dribble. He's been able to create shots for himself. And he's shooting 38% from 3 this year. Big leap from 33 to 38. And not only that, he's averaging 4 assists and 6 rebounds. And instead of less than 2 threes a game, he's now shooting 6.3 threes per game. Andrew, who is your most improved player of the year if the season were to end?
I have to go with Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic? Really? See, I thought about him. I avoided putting him on my list, and it was just because we almost knew that he was going to be good. So I just couldn't put him in my top 3, but make your case.
I knew he was going to be good coming over from Europe. I'm probably one of the few people that did believe in this kid when he first decided to come to the draft. But, when you go from Europe and you keep this kid just keeps getting better and better. And, I know he came into his rookie year. He played a lot of minutes. He probably played one of the highest had one of the highest minutes used for a rookie at the time. And, he went from averaging 21 points a game to bumping that all the way up to 28. And the rest of his game got even better. And he's doing it all.
Definitely.
And he's doing it all with not as much athleticism as we think, not as much speed as we think.
But what was his improvement from last year to this year?
He's controlling the game a lot better. He's playing the pick and roll game so much better. He knows how to pick his spots. He knows when to drive. He knows how to play make. He's just a better pro this year, and it's amazing that he's been playing pro ball since he was 16 years old in a top league in the world, in Europe at least, and for a top team. And for him to, improve his averages that high, this kid's almost averaging a triple-double at this point.
Yeah, what is it, 29, 9, and 9?
Yeah, 20. Well, the stats here show through 54 games, 28.7 points, 9.3 rebounds, 8.7 assists. He's shooting 46% from the field. 3-point shooting's a little down, but,
So he's averaging 28, 9, and 8. And his rookie year, I believe it was a 20 points a game. I would say 5 rebounds, 5 assists, around there.
Yep.
But, yeah, definitely a player that has improved. I want to say last year, Pascal Siakam won. Some people are arguing that he should win again this year because he made that much of a leap from being a good player to a all-star player. And that's what it really was with Luka. He went from a very good player to superstar this year, and that is very hard to do. There's only a few selected players that can say that they're doing that. If some people say Trae Young's doing it, some people aren't. I don't want to make this into a Trae Young bashing session, but I'm not big on Trae Young.
I would argue that Luka's leading his team a lot better than Trae Young is right now. If we switch places, would Trae Young be able to lead the Mavericks to what? Middle of the pack in the Western Conference? I don't think so.
And you know what? Is Trae Young going to grow, 5 inches? I don't think so either. Andrew, at my number 1, you already mentioned him. Bam Adebayo. And I'm not going to get too much into it. Like, we've already mentioned it. He's went into a place where you didn't even know he existed last year, to being one of the players that you just cannot take off an NBA team. Like, the Miami Heat have to hold on to him now. Him and Jimmy Butler are the pillars of that team, just like how Joakim Noah and Derrick Rose were for the Chicago Bulls. One person controls the inside, one controls the middle, and he's averaging 5 assists a game. He's able to get those pocket passes for cutters. He's able to hit mid-range shots. And not only that, he's guarding the best players on the other team. When there's players that try to switch and have Bam guard them, because, the guards always take advantage of the bigs, not on Bam. His advanced defensive numbers show that he is staying with smaller guards on the perimeter. And he's not only doing that, he's guarding LeBron James. He's guarding the Kawhi Leonards. He's guarding the Paul Georges as well at a high rate. So that was who I had at number 1.